All right, it looks like we're back, folks. Looks like I haven't gone anywhere, so if you couldn't put up with me before, I'm sorry. You're gonna have another half an hour to 35 minutes more of the General Andrews, but you know what? What's great? We're gonna have an awesome person named Sinister One here in just a couple of seconds take over for me. So for those of you that don't know, I'm playing this game normal zipless, which basically means it's the easier version. It was the North American version that was brought to us over here in the States. And I'm playing it without any glitches because when I first started speedrunning, this is my first ever speedrunning game. I started speedrunning back in 2016. And of course, I got the screen blinks over here, so I'll be trying to talk through it while I try to fix it a little bit and hope it doesn't kill me during the run. Anyways, okay, so with that being said, you're not going to see any glitches besides little things that Sinister is going to explain throughout it. And you know what? I'm going to let Sinister take on over here because there's not too much more for me to say. I'm going to focus in on the run because it's Mega Man. Sometimes it's challenging, sometimes it's not. And Sin, go ahead and take it away.
All right, let's get it started, everyone. Mega Man is here. General Andrews about to show you guys how we do it in Mega Man 2. I'm Sinister One. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and I want to get right into it, so I'm going to give General a countdown here, and we can go ahead and get this run started in 3, 2, 1, let's go! All right, so right off the bat, General is going to go to Flashman. Now, if you don't like the color blue, I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of blue going on this stage. I like it personally, though. I think it's great. There's also ice physics, so you got to be careful about that. Don't want to be slipping and sliding everywhere, but General, he knows where he's going. He's played this game a couple times. So he's going to take a pretty standard route here. There's not too many different ways that you can go through this level that aren't much slower than the fast route, which is what he's going. A couple of these enemies are trolling him a little bit, but that's no problem. He's going to take some intentional damage from this big guy here, and he's going to just kind of start traversing his way downward. One of the cool things about this game is that, you know, the level layouts are really varied. You know, some levels like this one you're going down, some levels you're going up, some you're going left, so you're going right. You know, you're going every which direction. And General is quickly approaching the first boss, Flashman. Now, Flashman's a little bit slow. He tries to get you. He's strong, but he's slow. He tries to get you with his flash time stopper attack, but General can get in 7 shots before that attack goes off, so he's going to go ahead and try that right now. Boom! Got him! Flashman never had a chance. Well, that's good news. Now we are going to move on out from Flashman Stage. We're going to head to Airman Stage, but first, a message from Dr. Light. He's going to tell us about how we're getting equipped with the time stopper, which of course is what Flashman would have used if General didn't kill him so darn fast. And we're not just going to get the time stopper. There's another little goodie that's coming along. We're getting item 3. How about that? So there are 3 items in this game. If you remember in Mega Man 1, there was only 1 special item. So this one, they added a few more. And they're pretty darn helpful. You'll get to see them used a lot throughout the run. And we're going to head on into Airman Stage now. Airman Stage is a little tricky. You know, it's up high. It's in the air, as you would expect. And that means that there are a lot of gaps. You could fall to your death if you're not careful. General, though, is going to break out the old time stopper right away. And that means that these enemies, normally they have these horns that would spawn. Their horns are not going to spawn now. Time stopper has ran out, so the horns are going to spawn now, but that's okay. General is ready. He's able to clear them. He's going to get on these nice little cloud platforms. We're going to go for a ride. We're just having a good time. And it is a little scary. I mean, you do have to be careful. You are in midair, and it's quite a long ways down. But so far, so good. And there's going to be just one more of these guys. He dead. And General actually pausing a couple times there, what that does is it actually resets your fall velocity. And that means that you can get a little further horizontally if you need to. And that's a good spot to make sure you get far enough horizontally and you don't fall in the pit. So making our way to Airman. General going to take some intentional damage here. Of course, he doesn't have the time stopper anymore, so he's got to be able to get past those horns in some way. And damage boosting is pretty effective. You don't need a ton of health for Airman. You need a decent amount, but General has plenty. And he is going to despawn that enemy right there. He had kind of faced to the left very briefly to make the bird enemy spawn that side, and he caused a sprite limit. So Airman has actually 5 different patterns that he can do in each phase. So let's hope for a couple good ones for General. All right, not the best patterns, but General handled it very, very well. So he got still a pretty quick kill. It was right at the beginning of the 3rd cycle there. So we will definitely take that. And that's all for Airman. So once again, Dr. Light, of course, going to tell us what we are getting rewarded with. This time it's Air Shooter. Very useful weapon. Now these weapons will be used later on against some of the bosses. The bosses are going to be weak to some of these weapons. But initially, you gotta use your Buster. Now we're also getting item 2. In Zipless, this category, item 2 is actually probably the most useful item. Whereas if you're doing the zips, you need item 1. That's your main weapon. But item 2 is going to allow a lot of really cool stuff that General's going to do here. So we're going to head on over to Quickman next. Now we don't have Quickman's weakness yet, so General's going to have to fight him with the Buster again, but that's okay. Quickman's another one of these down levels. We're going down first. Down into the depths. Really great music in this game too. Just sometimes you just want to kind of kick back and enjoy the tunes. But watch out for those lasers. Those things will kill you in one hit. All right, General knew they were coming. All right, and he is through the darkness. I was just being quiet there for a moment, guys, because there's a sound cue to kind of know where you are in the dark area. But now is the main laser area. Be careful. General is being very careful, but still going fast at the same time. There's a 1-up here. General is going to forgo that 1-up. I think in the zipless category, you don't need the 1-ups. You do start with two extra lives. So taking some intentional damage from the bullet there, which deals not much, and now taking it from the full mech, that deals a lot. So General still has a good amount of energy here. Quickman is going to get some hits in. That's just the way it goes, but we got to hope for a good pattern. Wow! Oh. Get owned, Quickman. Quickman was not ready. That was a really great fight by General there. Quickman never stood a chance, man. He thought he was going to do some things, and then the fight was over. That's what we like to see, ladies and gentlemen. All right, next up is Metal Man. So finally, we can start putting these weapons that we've got to use. Now we have Quick Boomerang, which happens to be the only weapon in the game where you can actually just hold down B and it'll auto-fire, which is nice and helpful. Now, General, of course, is going to break out the Time Stopper here. That'll prevent these spikes from falling on his head. So he's going to be able to get through this section without dealing with those, and those deal massive amounts of damage. Nice little pause there to get a little extra horizontal momentum. And he is getting through this drill section very, very quickly. Well done. Not taking any damage at all. Now, of course, some of these conveyor belts go left, some of them go right. If they're going the opposite direction as you, you want to jump so you're not getting pushed backwards. If they're going the same direction as you, then you can pick up a little extra speed. And we're going to get our first taste of item 2 right here. So General, we're going to place that, jump over these enemies. They actually don't have a hitbox until they land on that wheel. So he's able to jump right through them, and they can't touch him. Now it is time to break out the quick boomerang. Let's go. And remember, General can just hold down B. All he has to do is just not go past the midpoint of the screen, and Metal Man will stay on the right side. There it is. General got him down pretty easily. Metal Man just standing there and taking it. He knew what was good for him. He saw what happened to Quick Man. He's like, I'm not even going to try. Alright, so now we get the famous metal blade. If you ever played this game when you were young, this is probably your favorite weapon. Maybe you even went to Metal Man first to try to get it. You can shoot this thing in every single direction. Up, down, left, right, diagonal, whatever you want. It's pretty cool. Alright, we're going to break out the item 2 again. A nice little damage boost there. Gives you some iframes to get through that final frog. General able to get through that section. A lot of pits there, of course, you want to avoid. And he is headed downtown. We're going down again, guys. All these down stages. Don't worry, there's going to be some up stages coming up. Going down is a lot easier than going up, as you will see. And now we get to see the power of Metal Blade. Look at that. Not only does it, like, kill the enemies, it just keeps going through them so that it hits the next enemy behind them. This completely busted weapon. You gotta love it. You gotta be careful here. There's some spikes on the ceiling. Nice little short jump there by General. You jump too high in this section and you're in trouble. Alright. Very smooth level so far. Just a few more enemies here. A couple more of these frogs. General going to take down the second one. Get him out of the way. And then we have some crabs randomly falling down this waterfall. And Bubble Man has 3 different patterns. He can actually give you a 1 bubble, 2 bubble, or 3 bubble pattern. We're hoping for a 1 bubble. The more bubbles, the more lag. And this is a speed run. We don't like lag. Alright, 2 bubble. We take those. We take those. Anything's better than a 3 bubble, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only one we don't want to see. And now, the mystery of all time, the weapon we're about to get. Is it bubble lead or is it bubble lead? I'll let you guys in the chat decide. And while you're deciding that, we are going to go on over to Woodman. Sorry, Heatman. I'm getting my order mixed up here. It's been a little while for Zipless for me. So Heatman, as you might expect, there's lava in the stage. Of course, also a one-hit death. Definitely don't want that. Now, getting hit by the enemies, thankfully, does not kill you in one hit. Oh, but we fell in the lava there. So we're going to start the stage over again, but that's okay, guys. What did I say earlier? You start with 2 extra lives, so no worries. We get a redo. Alright, this time the enemies are out of the way. There we go. Now we're going to break out item 2. Now you get to see the true power of item 2, guys. It can be used as a platform, and General didn't even use any weapon energy there, which is really good. And he used only 1 weapon energy there. So he needs to maintain enough so that he can fly across the final section. And so far, so good. Right, looks like he has enough, so he's going to be able to go ahead and just get across this entire Yoku block section. Normally you have to go and jump across these blocks, and it's very scary, but you know what? You have your trusty item 2, you can just ride it all the way on over. And there we are. Clear across to the other side. And now we get our bubble lead, or lead if you prefer. I don't know. Oh, look at that. We got the helmet. That's when he's basically telling Dr. Wiley, look, You have a spaceship. I'm ready to go to outer space. I'm an astronaut. I'm coming for you, Wiley. Let's go. All right, 3 hits is going to take care of Heatman here. And those were 3 quick hits. Yes, the run has been validated. That's absolutely right. Double spaceman. All right, now
my screen gave out.
Okay, that's I was wondering. I was like, I knew something went wrong, and because you just stopped going right, so I was like, okay, either his controller failed, his D-pad failed, or the screen went out.
Yeah, the screen just went out randomly, but yeah. So there you go.
All right. Well, yes, General was not preparing for a blindfolded run, but the game was wanting him to do a blindfolded run, guys. So it's all right. Screen seems to be back on. We got item 1 now. Another clutch item. And we're heading on into Woodman. Woodman, of course, is actually weak to a couple things, but in normal mode, you can actually use the one weapon that we just got, which is Heatman's weapon, that can be charged up. So before Mega Man could charge up his Mega Buster, he could charge up the Heat weapon. And General just saving some time there with, and you can see he's charging up right now because he's about to use it on one of these big dogs. But that item 2, it'll save you about 3 seconds taking that through that screen as opposed to just walking. And now we're going to use Time Stopper. There would be 2 more dogs that would spawn here, but you know what? We don't have time for those guys. They slow things down. Alright. No more dogs, but there are bats. You must beware of the bats. The bats are kind of random. But we take care of that bat. He's out of there. Okay, you gotta watch out for these guys. All of them. The birds and the monkeys. They will do bad things if you leave them be. So General is just disposing of them as quickly as possible. There's no need to let them be on screen for other than a brief cameo. That's all they get. That's their screen time, they're done. And I'm gonna do some precise jumps over here to get over these bunnies. Nice little bunny hops. Great job. Didn't take any damage. Those guys have enormous hitboxes, by the way. So it's actually pretty tough to jump over them like General just did. And that guy also has an enormous hitbox, so couldn't quite get that. But now we get to see one of the main benefits of normal mode is you can actually kill Woodman in a single charged heat shot. And that's what General is going to do right here. And Woodman is going to regret ever letting that door be opened. He should have locked that thing tight, man. Shouldn't have let Mega Man in there, buddy. Oh well. Okay, and we will get Leaf Shield now. Leaf Shield is an interesting weapon. It's got some interesting properties, actually, but I don't know if we're going to see a ton of Leaf Shield in this run. But there's some funny things that can be done. So we're into Crash Man now. We're finally ready to go up. We've been going down this whole time. We're ready to go up. It's time to climb. Gonna use our trusty item 2. Climb it up. And great job getting over those enemies by General. It's really tricky when you're on the item 2. It's going very fast. And now we can use it. So normally you'd have to wait on these kind of platform things to get up to the ladder. That's what the developers wanted you to do. But of course, if you have the right items, you don't need to wait. But you can see General he's just like, I'm going, man. See ya. And more climbing, more climbing. We are getting ready to go into outer space, apparently. We're going up very high, guys. Thankfully, Mega Man doesn't need oxygen. Yeah, the air would be very thin by now. Alright, nice ladder boost there. So you can actually grab the ladders off screen and then get a little bit of a boost, as you'll see here. Boop, right at the beginning of the next screen. Nice little way of saving some time. Using that item 3 as well, climbing is a little bit slow, jumping is fast. So if you can use the item 3 and then you get that jump in, you're saving some frames as well. And we are just about at the boss. Time for the tornadoes. So there's a couple different patterns you can get from Crash Man. Let's hope for a good one, and in general get to kill him straight away, but otherwise it'll take 2 hits. Alright, we got the bad pattern, but that's okay. We'll save the good luck for the Wiley stages. That's where it's really needed. So I will quickly ask if there are any donations to be read, because we do have a little cutscene coming up. All right, we are going to go on into the Dr. Wiley stages. 6 stages of doom. This is where the run gets intense, guys. We've been having an easy time.
Photosensitivity warning for the bosses.
Yes. If you have any photosensitivity, light sensitivity, there will be a lot of flashing lights in these boss fights, so just be aware. Alright, so General not going to use the item 2 here. He's saving it, see? You got to save it until you get here. Use it as a platform. We have plans for item 2. Now keep in mind, you know, after those earlier stages, each time you beat a stage, you would get your item energy replenished. But that doesn't happen in the Wiley stages, so all the item 1, 2, and 3 you have is all you get. So General has to be pretty careful on how he uses this stuff. But he's got a plan. Breaking out the item 3, just using a little bit. A little more item 3, and now we got to break out the item 1. Alright, through that tricky section there. Call that the stairway to heaven. Once again, we're going up. That is the direction we're going now, guys. And that boss will be coming up. So again, just if you have any photosensitivity, be aware. This is one of the coolest bosses. You know, when you're a kid and you play this game, and it's like, you're just kind of like, you're focused on the platforming, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my god! This huge dragon comes out from behind and is chasing you. It's just so intense. Really great job by the developers coming up with that idea. And in general, just going to use the quick boomerangs and take the dragon out. GG. Another boss down. So we're going to get on to Wiley 2. And we are going to have to use some item 2 here. There's a long spike section. And there's only one way to get through it if you're doing zipless. And that way is item 2. General going to break that out. Thankfully they give you a couple refills. General didn't need to get that one at the very beginning of the stage. But you got to get that second one. Cruise on over the spikes. We're going to get an E-tank. Just happens to be right in your path. Can come in handy sometimes. 1-up can come in handy sometimes. And General ready to use his time stopper yet again. There's going to be a long hallway coming up. And he's going to use his time stopper. There's drills that would come out of here just like you saw in Metal Man, but they're nowhere to be found because time has been stopped. And I'm going to just take a quick little damage boost there to get through that. And time for item 1 to shine once again. I'm going to jump over this spike and take a damage boost for the second one, and we are through. So on into the next boss fight. This is, of course, Pico Pico Kun. Now, Pico Pico Kun hits pretty hard. Thankfully, the pattern is not random, so General knows where these are going to spawn. But there are a lot of them, and, you know, you just can't lose focus. I've definitely lost focus before and gotten hit by these enemies. It kind of lulls you to sleep, you know? It's like, you're just like, yeah, you know, they're going so slow. But they actually speed up believe it or not, the movement of the enemy itself once it's fully together by the end. But General doesn't have to worry about that because none of them got even close to touching him. So another boss down, another stage down. And we are going to head into Wiley 3. Now, a lot of you are going to be unhappy because the music is going to change. But as you develop a more deep appreciation for this game, you'll realize, the developers were kind of wanting to let you know that, hey, things are about to get amped up. You thought those first 2 levels were tough. It was kind of more of an adventure, and you were kind of, you're starting to get hyped, but now it's like, okay, this is serious. And we got 1 Saba ping. We got 2 Saba pings. If you want to put some Saba pings in the chat, go for it. If you want to put anything else in the chat, go for it. Just got to avoid the spikes. That's the #1 rule of this stage, guys. And General's been doing that so far. He is almost through. There's only a few more spikes. As long as he remembers that they're there and his monitor doesn't turn off again, we're good. Alright. And that's just a quick little level. Onto a quick little boss fight coming up here. This is the Guts tank. It looks pretty huge and menacing, but at the end of the day, Quick Boomerang is once again just too strong. We had this huge dragon, now we got this huge tank. Quick Boomerang laughs in the face of such enemies. Nice 2-jump there by General. Able to dispatch Guts tank as quickly as possible. And now we get the main course, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wiley 4. They call this stage Purple Hell. They call it that for a reason. Hopefully we don't get to see what that reason is right now. General is going to do his best to get through what is most definitely the toughest stage in the game by far. The ladder boost there and taking some intentional damage. There are some fake floors in this section, so you do have to be careful about that. General jumping over one there, another one there. There's a fake floor up here as well. I'm sure this one got a lot of kids. Fall right into that spike pit. Developers are mean sometimes, guys. Didn't you know they're making these games for kids? They're just straight trolling. Alright, once again, intentional damage to be able to walk across the spikes. That way you don't have to wait for that platform to go all the way. At this platform we do have to wait, unfortunately, but we can do one little thing to speed it up. And there it is. General using up the last of his item 3. And now some item 2 to get across here, take some damage, and we're through. Okay. And finally, item 1. I really like that sequence. You get to use all 3 different items for the different rooms. Okay, now we've taken enough intentional damage from other enemies. We're not going to take it from these big guys. They hit really hard, and so does the boss, quite frankly. So General saved enough item 1 to be able to get through this room the way he wants to. Gotta wait till that item 1 despawns. And now he's able to switch to the weapon that he wants, which is crash bombs. We finally get to see the crash bombs for the first time. And that was a great shot there because he was able to not only break down one of those barriers, but he hit one of the enemies, which is called the Boo Beam. And he's gonna have to shoot one more, and he is through Wiley 4. We survived Purple Hell, guys.
Sounds like we're losing
the nightmare
already,
is
so
over.
I'm going to keep talking until we can hear him come back in. But we got through that, folks. How crazy was that? Oh, he's back now. I hear him now. Okay.
Oh, was I gone for a minute? Okay.
It could have been just on my side, but I was just making sure.
All right. Well, hopefully I'm back, everyone. Oh, look at this. We're getting a big raid from Cool Kid. You guys were watching Cool Kid doing zips. Well, there'd only be one more zip to doing this, but this is zipless, everybody. And General Andrews just absolutely smoked Quick Man. These are the refights, guys. Now we have Clash Man. We get a rematch with him. He's trolling a little bit, but that's okay. So welcome on in, everybody. Oh, that's a good pattern. Oh, nice kill. General got the 1 cycle there. Now, this is normal mode. For those of you that are coming from Cool Kids stream, these enemies take half as many hits in normal mode. This is on the US version of the game. So you'll notice these boss fights are very, very quick. And so far, General taking care of everybody. In fact, you can use the heat weapon on Woodman. This is something you would not see in Rock Band 2.
Don't worry about that. Dang it. I let go too soon. I got too excited. There we go.
There it is, the 1-shot. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. They can hear me apparently, by the way, General. Even though it's cutting out for you, but they said in chat they said they can still hear me.
Okay, awesome.
So we're good. So just focus on what you're doing. Don't worry about me. And high metal, bi metal. We didn't even have time to talk about Metal Man, guys. It was over in 1 shot. Flashman's over in 4 shots. Wiley Machine will put up a little bit more of a fight, but General has a good amount of metal blades. He's ready. He's stocked up. All right, 1 more phase. Let's mash it out. And that's it. Wiley escaping in his spaceship. Where's he gonna go, though? Well, I guess there's another level, so that's probably where he's going. All right, final stage, everyone. We're gonna break out the bubble. The main thing in this stage is you do not want to get hit. These acid drops deal huge amounts of damage. And so does Dr. Wiley when we get to him. So thankfully, General at the front of the screen here, he's able to get under all of these before they drop the acid on his head. And now he's got to get some shots in. Get ready for time. It's going to be time when General gets the last hit on Dr. Wiley. Here we go. All right, 1 more hit, and there it is. That is the run.
Once I saw it miss, I was like, no, I can't get left side. Dang it.
That's all right. Dr. Wiley has been defeated. He is in denial right now. He can't accept his defeat. He's still trying to control whatever this thing is flying around in the air. It's over, Wiley. It's over. You lost.
Get out of here, Wiley. What are you doing? Mega Man.
All right, great. Yeah. He has no respect for Dr. Wiley after this. He's like, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, Wiley.
That's right. Thank you so much, and great commentary. Sorry, I just thought when I heard it go out, I wasn't sure, so I was like, I'm going to fill it in case there is no audio.
Yep, good idea. Well, great run, man.
Folks, but thank you. Yeah, Sin, you did great. It kept me focused even when little mistakes happened. And man, there were about 5 times the screen went black on me, but only one that actually affected the run. So
thank goodness. Thank goodness.
My goodness. I'm so glad to see so many people coming on in, not just checking out Mega Man 2, obviously for those from the Cool Kid gang, but those also here supporting Dave and his event. Dave's doing an awesome job. Kat's doing an awesome job. Hopefully Kat's taking a little downtime now. She was helping out big time, helping me with the Shadow Gate and the Mega Man 2 setup for today. It's just been amazing to be a part of day 1 and day 2 for Dave's theoretical Phantom event. And I've just been so thankful that I've seen so many people that I know, and then actually meeting more and more new people that have similar interests in the speedrunning, be it retro or further out there community. We'll let this beautiful music play on out before I'm sure they'll transition me on over to the next awesome runner. But again, folks, remember, this is not the final day. There is still more to happen with this theoretical Phantom event. And one more time, can we thank Sinister1 for helping with the commentary?
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, everyone. It's been a pleasure. Next up, we have Panic Restaurant. I believe that's going to be a race between Ryan and Hyrexen.
Oh my god.
So get ready. In fact, I think it's a best of 3.
Ooh, it's going to be so stellar.
That is hype.
Oh my gosh, how awesome. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in and putting up with my shenanigans, good and bad. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of this awesome event.